A very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic for CSIR net from electrochemistry, that is your concentration cells. Till now whatever I have taught is the basic which is needed and you can expect a 2 marker from it. But from here a 4 marks question starts, and in every other year you get 4 marker from this particular topic. So we'll start with it. From our knowledge we know that in the galvanoic cells the EMF arises because the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy. But here you can see that EMF arises due to the transfer of matter from one half cell to another half cell because of the difference in the concentration of the species involved. Okay, now here why is the EMF arising in the concentration cells? It is due to transfer of matter. There is nothing like chemical energy conversion to electrical, but just that there is a transfer matter and there is a difference in the concentration, because of which the EMF arises in the concentration cells. The name itself depicts the whole story, that there is change in the concentration. Right, now these concentration cells are divided into two classes. One is electrode concentration cells and another one is electrolyte concentration cells. So first, today we'll discuss only electrode concentration cells. We'll go one by one. Once you have thorough idea about this particular cell, then other things you have shortcuts which I'll be explaining you in the further videos, right? So electrode concentration cells, look at the name. It is electrode concentration cell. Now you should understand from it that there is a change in the concentration at electrodes. The name says electrode concentration cells, that there is a change in concentration only at electrode but not electrolyte. Hence it is electrode concentration cells. Now you consider two like electrodes at different concentrations dipped in same solution. Okay, because it is dipped in same solution, it is not an electrolyte concentration cells. You have to understand this, because in exam they'll give you a cell representation and they'll ask you which kind of cell is it electrode concentration or electrolyte concentration, and like that. So you can see that electrolyte is HCl and it is same for both of them. There is no change in concentration, hence it is not electrolyte concentration cell and it is electrode concentration cell instead, because the electrode concentrations are different here in the two cases. One is with pressure P1 and another is with pressure P2 with a hydrogen gas present, right? Now, so what is the reactions which are involved for this particular cell reaction? What happens at anode? Anode, the loss of electrons, H2P1 will give you 2H plus 2 electrons, and at cathode the reduction, that is gain of electrons, and the overall reaction will be H2P1 to H2P2. So Nernst equation for this particular overall reaction will be E is equals to E naught minus 0.0591 by 2 log P2 by P1. Why? Because products by reactants is a Nernst equation. So P2 by P1, and we all know E naught, the standard EMF, is 0. So E is equals to minus 0.0295, not EMF, standard reduction potential. Yeah. So E will be the minus 0.02955 log P2 by P1. So if you remove the negative sign, what happens? It becomes P1 by P2. So what all you have to remember is that for electrode concentration cell, the EMF value will come out to be, you can just don't have to remember even this value, 0.0591 by 2 log P1 by P2, right? The final answer will be P1 by P2 is what you have to remember. Put a star mark for this, note it down somewhere. Now this will help you a lot in your further videos where you will be learning shortcuts of how to remember all different kinds of cells EMF values, right? Now if P1 is greater than P2, now this numerator value, if it is greater than P2, then only the EMF will be positive, right? And the reaction is spontaneous. Now this is also important because they'll ask you what is the condition for the spontaneity in electrode concentration cell if this is the particular reaction given. So it will be given with some what do I say, what do we call this, a cell equation, and they'll ask you if it is spontaneous or not. Okay, So you have to tell based on the values given. So if your numerator is greater than denominator, then the reaction is spontaneous. Now we'll solve one question. Calculate the EMF of electrode concentration cell. So they gave you a cell and they gave you two pressures. Very simple. In this formula you have to substitute the pressure values. Now if you do not remember this formula directly, what you have to do in exam is that this full part you have to write the cell reaction at anode, at cathode, and then overall reaction. Now it will eat your time. Okay, so that's the reason I'm asking you to remember that for electrode concentration cell 0.0591 by 2 log p1 by p2, remember it is p1 by p2. Right. Once you know that, what you'll do, you'll directly substitute the pressure values and you'll get your final answer. If not, you have to do even this part, and in exam you may get confused because they won't give you such a simple cell equation. Okay, they'll complicate it. That will be learning in the next videos, where you have a very maybe two different reactions, like you have to write anode cathode and followed by another anode and cathode reaction, two different cell reactions combined together. So that becomes little complicated. Here it is easy to remember. Of course you can do this part, but in electrolyte concentration cells it becomes difficult. So that's the reason, remember the shortcut. Don't forget that for electrode concentration cells it is E is equals to P1 by P2. Right? Thank you.